Welcome to this week's edition of the Tiger Men's Basketball Report. I'm your host, Spiro Marikis, along with the head coach of the Tigers, Pat Scarry. And Coach, mixed bag last week as the Tigers were unfortunately on the short end against UNCW here at CQ Arena, but you bounced back Saturday with a real big win against Hampton. Dylan Williamson having one of his best performances ever with 29 points.
Yeah, and 7 assists, no turnovers. He was sensational on Saturday against Hampton. Great crowd. Arguably as good a performance as we've had all season on both sides of the ball. But I think for us, Dylan is kind of where it starts with. I mean, he's got the keys to the car, and when I'm not sure if we've checked the air pressure lately or the oil, but when he performs like that, we just become a different team, and he certainly did that.
And he did it without Tyler Tejada. Tyler out with a leg injury. Does that put Dylan in a different mindset going into the game, you think?
I don't know. I think he's a confident guy, and he should be. He trusts his work, and look, he's going to make shots. I've said this repeatedly. I have great belief in that the rest of the year. I thought we did a good job of screening for him, and Jack Doomby especially really delivered the ball well to him when we brought him off some screens. So that helped. You got to help guys. One thing we've tried to preach is you got to help guys shoot the ball. Screen better for them. Pass the ball better to them. Find guys in transition. So, but we need Tyler back. We lost a tough one Thursday to a very good Wilmington team. It was another great crowd here. I thought we played really hard, and we kind of got beat from the 3-point line.
They made 12 of them.
Yeah, we made, I think, 3, so that's a big difference. We're not, it's never as good as it seems, nor is it as bad as it seems. I like the way our group's been working, and not to cut into your role, but this is a big week for us, Spiro.
It is a big week for you. You've had a week off. First time. You were the last team in the league to have the 1 week off. Everybody else had played one less game than the Tigers after Saturday. Now you have that week off in a big one against Hofstra, a team that beat you here at CQ Arena back on January the 8th. Cruz Davis up there for Player of the Year. And then you've got Preston Edmeade, who I think should be the Rookie of the Year in the CAA. So they have a 1-2 punch that's very deadly.
Well, I think Davis will be probably Player of the Year, and Edmeade Rookie of the Year. There's no question. 2 really, really good guards. They both made a lot of threes here. They don't come out. Davis leads the country in percent of minutes played. He's actually averaging over 40 minutes a game in conference. That's hard to do. But they're good. They're big at the 5 spot. They're good defensively. They're good on the backboards. It's their homecoming game. We know it'll be crowded up there. It's on national TV. And we've had a lot of good battles in New York. This year will be no different. But we have to do some things better than we did down here. Our guys are keenly aware of that.
You had 14 turnovers against them, and I know that's way above what you'd like.
Yeah, for us it's been, I've told you this all along, obviously you want to shoot the ball better, but it's ball security, it's backboards, and then our points per possession defensively. When we've done 2 of those 3 things well, we've had success. If we don't, then there might not be a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow.
When you played Hofstra, I came away from that game saying, it's early in the season, early in the conference season, but boy, they look as good as anybody we've seen. They then beat Monmouth in an overtime game, then lost 5 in a row before bouncing back this past weekend. What happened to them during that losing streak, you think?
A couple guys in and out. Plotnikov, who's a great defender and makes threes, and Decady. And then, like anyone, Davis had a bad shooting night one night, and Meade had a bad shooting night one night. That happens. And then I've said this a lot. The league is good. It's the highest it's been in over 10 years. It's 13 or 14, and Ken Palm and a couple of the other ones. So it's, if you don't have good nights, especially from your key guys, you can be in trouble.
And we've seen that in this conference, because it seems like every Thursday and every Saturday you look at the scores and you say, whoa, so-and-so beat so-and-so. It's been a crazy year.
Yeah, and I don't, honestly, I think so many of the ADs and presidents have made commitments in basketball. I don't really, from our staff, we don't look at it like that. maybe a little more keen to what some people went out and brought in, and like, well, that guy's a good player. How'd they get him? So, and I always say it's tough to evaluate in a non-conference because people just play different kind of schedules. So, the league's good, and we've got 7 root canals coming up, and hopefully they'll provide us with a couple Novocaines.
Do you like having this week off in the middle of the season?
Yeah, probably would have liked it earlier if I knew we were going to start slow. Yeah, and it is what it is. Between it's important that when you have a chance to play on TV and they move games, that you do that. Right? When I first got here, we used to do that all the time. I think the league's done a great job of doing more of that this year. That's why there's like 28 games on CBS Sports, which is awesome for the conference. You just got to adjust to that. Game times, all that stuff. We tell our guys all the time, you can have results or you can have excuses, but you can't have both.
What do you do differently this week in practice than when you have a Thursday, Saturday, or a Thursday, Sunday?
Yeah, that's definitely different, right? Monday, we didn't do any contact, lift, skill, film. Tuesday, we went hard. Wednesday, off. Thursday will be hard. Friday will be very little before we get, very little contact before we get on the bus and head up there. I'm hoping that Hofstra plays a 7 overtime game tonight against Northeastern.
All right. Well, you need to send the commissioner a thank you note.
Why?
Because next week you play on a Sunday. The following week you play on a Sunday. This week you play on a Saturday instead of playing on a Sunday, because I know you're going to be glued to your TV set Sunday evening as your beloved Patriots try to win their 7th Super Bowl.
I am, and I'll tell you what, my wife had talked earlier about, are we going to do something for the Super Bowl? And I said, absolutely not. If someone's not a Patriots fan, and there's not a lot of them around here, I don't want anyone else over the house. We'll have our sweatshirt on. We'll be locked in. Our great sponsor, Mission Barbecue, we got some of that coming over here, and we're going to enjoy it.
I hope you don't enjoy it too much. That'll do it for this edition of the Tiger Men's Basketball Report for the head coach of the Tigers,
No
Pat
quip,
Scarry.
no quip today, a quote or anything?
Yeah, don't root for the Patriots. That's my quip. I'm Spiro Marikas. Thanks for tuning in.